Alright, hey guys, I'm back from holidays. It's time to start doing stuff on this. I've been sitting here doing nothing on this car for about 3 weeks. I don't like that. So what I'm going to plan, my plan today is get this all rubbed. Which I just realised I've got to seal all in there. Once I've rubbed it, all these edges have to be sealed. So I won't be painting this today. I want to get it prepped today, dried and sealed. So I've got to rub all in here, all in the door jambs, all in here, up in here. Now, it doesn't have to be too fancy rubbing in here. It needs to be rubbed, otherwise it'll just fall off. I don't think I'll worry about rubbing in there. I might as well. I'll rub in here. I'll do the same on here, I suppose. Rub in there. Now I'll think about whether I do that or not. I might just leave that bit, we'll see. And the same with the doors. The doors are over there, inside of the doors, under the bonnet and under the boot lid. All getting prepped today. Small change of plans. I've decided to put this in while it's dry. I've sealed it wherever I can, where it needs it actually. So that's all sealed. I've put a little bit around the doors, around the bottom of the skins. I've done around the bonnet and I've done around the boot. I only need a little bit on the bonnet and boot. But I may as well do it now, and then it'll all look a lot neater when it's painted. You just do those little things, otherwise, you know, it's just not going to look as good. Hey guys, I've started working on this Honda, getting it painted. I've been rubbing this thing down all morning. It's after 12 now. I started at 8:30 I started, and I've rubbed all in here, in the engine bays, all done. I've sealed those the other day. I've decided I've rubbed it up to this area here on both sides. I'm going to paint that. I've done the same. I've rubbed all this area here, door jambs. I've done the same thing in the back. Like, I've decided I'm going to paint here. So I'm going to flick colour around that. It'll get painted again. This area will get painted. Forgot to mention that I've pressure cleaned underneath the whole vehicle, up in all the guards, underneath, everywhere. It's all been pressure cleaned, inside and out. Just forgot to mention that, because there's still bits of crap that I've missed. But now everything's clean, ready to be painted. I'll probably shoot a bit more body shorts up in around certain areas, rock coat, whatever you like to call the stuff. But yeah, it'll need that in a couple of areas. More than likely paint underneath black. I don't like it having the end of the guards the same colour as the car. I like seeing them black. So all that'll get painted black eventually, and underneath, before it gets put on. And basically I'm leaving it dry like that. It's quite humid here today. I need that time overnight for that to thoroughly dry. That's why that's sitting there ready to go. Anyway, enough of that. I've got to finish off the other panels too here. Rubbed in here. Same on the bonnet, that's done. Inside the doors, and just prep those bits of that. Not the whole thing, just those bits. Just takes time to do it properly. And then you've got to put stuff places, and you know, I'm by myself, so you know, you rub something, then you want to move it and put something else. I've only got one of these stands. I need to get some more. But once they get old, I don't like just sitting that on that, even though it's got to be painted. So I've got it sitting on a cushion. Anyway, that's enough for today. Overnight, the last of that water will evaporate. First thing in the morning, as long as it's not raining, bang, I'll put some colour on this thing. Going over these parts, got some parts from Germany. That's a little cover thing that goes on the chassis where the torsion bar sticks out. There's 2 of those. But then, yeah, that's for the fuel cap, little gasket. Those things are for the bonnet to hold it up in the right position. That goes on the motor. It's part of the timing chain thing. Got a new 600 badge for the boot. Got a few stickers that go under the bonnet. Got one of those things. What else? There's an oil filter, and plus I've got a complete S600 gasket and seal kit in there. €350 for that. And plus I've also got this carby kit, which I've had for a while. We got this on Yahoo Auctions Japan. But there's 4 of those. It's got every single thing you need for each carburettor. It's going to come in very handy. Everything's there, so I just was checking them off, make sure everything's there. What I'm going to do, because I'm a bit limited on space really, I'm going to paint that and that first, get that done, move it out of the way, and then I'll do the doors and under the boot. While I'm setting up, getting stuff ready, I've just got this heater going here. Just heat up in the engine bay, because this is the bit that's got to look pretty good. The engine bay, so I'm not going to really be up. I'm not buffing that. It's simple as that. It's going to be off the gun finish. I used to be able to buy this really good PPG AAA thinner, and it used to dry really glossy, but they don't make it anymore, which is annoying. Anyway, I did see some for sale in New Zealand. They wanted $30 a litre for it, and you just can't get it. It's so annoying, but we'll see. I'm only using the thinners I can get. You know, it's top coat thinners, but it's nowhere near as good as the old AAA. I'll try and video some of it. A little bit of wind's just kicked up, so I don't want that. That's why I'm here down here fairly early. It's 9:30 AM. Usually the wind doesn't start blowing till about 11. Anyway, I've got to do what I've got to do. It's only the underneath everything. It's not like it's that important. Well, it is important, but it's not as important as the outside of the car. This is an old spray painter's trick when you've got a full tin, you just get the scraper and you go like that. And it scoops the paint in. And you don't want to spill it everywhere. Done. Another old trick when you're thinning your paint, put the thinners in, then you lift it out like that and you count 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000, 6,000 before it starts to drop. That's way too thick. So add more thinners. Spill half of it. I might have to tip a bit of this back into the container there. $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000. Still too thick. Alright, I've transferred it to this tin. This is a can opener, cut the top off an old thinner's tin, but you lift that up, 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, bang, see how it starts dripping? That's perfect. It's pretty hard for me to film this, but there's one coat. I haven't fully coated in there, I ran out of paint. But I've gone over the whole thing with one coat. And I'm going to be getting a lot more than that. It's going to chew the paint, this job. Just doing these sections here. Chews heaps of paint. Anyway, it's the plan. I'm going to do it like that. I'm planning on putting it together and then painting, but you never know, I might change my mind. Anyway, just got to keep going. Got to go mix more paint. Right, there's the second coat. Pretty much, I might spray a bit more in the engine bay, but it turned out pretty good. I've got to go mix up some more paint. I'll get another 2 or 3 coats here. I've still got to do the back. I haven't recoated this section. I'll let that dry. I'll get another coat. Don't put too much on it because I'm going to actually give this another coat. I'm going to let that dry here. I'll mask off in here. And that'll just get one last, couple of coats, whatever. That's what I'm planning anyway. We'll see. You may not need it. The wind's starting to kick up now. I've got to get going. There's 2 coats on that. Back in here's all painted, pretty much. Blooming a little bit. which is nothing. It's got to get repainted. When I actually paint this car, the sun will be coming in here. Anyway, it's getting there. Alright, there's that. Just got to do this quick. I've still got my mask on. I'll paint the back. Looks good. I'm happy with that. Got paint in here now and under the bonnet, then push it aside and let it dry. Well, there's that. That's all ready up to the stage I want to get it at. I'm pretty sure I will bolt the doors and the bonnet on. All is done, it's ready to be assembled. That's as good as you need it. Nothing wrong with that, it's fine. And the same as in the back. Most of that's covered with carpet, so it still looks good anyway, but you don't really see much of that at all. I can't remember what you see, but you don't see much of it. Anyway, this is done. Just let this dry. I'll move this stuff around and do the doors and under the boot lid. Then I'm done for the day. Wind's kicked up. Shit's falling out of the tree. But I've just managed to get it done. The stuff on the floor's done. All good. Got the stuff out there. And there's this thing here. This stage of it's done. Now I'll decide whether I'll probably rub those doors off, then put them on. That's what I'm thinking anyway, and the bonnet. It won't make much difference either way. It's got to get rubbed down and painted. The next thing is I'll let that dry for a bit, at least a couple of days. I'll rub it all down and I'll do the whole paint job next week, finish it off. I said I wanted to get this done before Christmas. It's getting done before Christmas. But I won't buff it until January probably. I'll let it dry for a month or so and then I'll give it a good polish. It'll take me 2 days to polish it. Just take your time, do a really nice buff job on it and it'll come up like a diamond. Yep, looks pretty good to me. Anyway, I would like to have been able to film some of it while I was doing it, but it's just too hard. I've only got a little iPhone 5. It's only got like 16 gig of memory, whatever it is. I've just got to do it the way I've got to do it. That's it. I've got to make sure I do this. I'm not, filming it's secondary. Sorry, but that's just the way it is. I've got to make sure this car looks good. Well, I'm pretty happy with that. For a backyard job, doing it in my shed with all this other crap everywhere. I've got to shuffle stuff around. Anyway, I'll make a video tonight. I'll slap it on, show it to you. And the next video will be, this thing will be all painted. And that'll be next week. As long as I don't die. Thank you. I just want to add that tomorrow I'm going back up to the engine guy and see what's going on. Well, I haven't heard from him. I'm hoping that he's been working on it, but he's pretty busy. So we'll see. I'm going to just take the time, go up and see him. Anyway, thanks for that.